Too good. Too good, Tigers. You can piss off back up the highway. You're not welcome. Geelong just too good tonight for the Richmond Football Club. I've just knocked over Chris Scott. The Chris Scott bobblehead is now in the cat shop, everyone. Thank you, Chris Scott, for everything you've done for this footy club since 2011. It was Geelong 124 to Richmond 52. Could have been a lot more, but I think all Cats fans watching at home or at the game tonight would have been very, very happy with that result. Lots of heroes everywhere. Some big moments, some milestone moments. I'll go through a couple of names in a minute. But yeah, look, maybe a little bit of panic stations last week. If this is your first time to Postgame Live, firstly, welcome. And thank you for joining us. But it is a bit of a roller coaster ride, I must admit, on Postgame Live. When we're down, we're down. When we're up, we're up. So, yes, I'm back in the queue for grand final tickets again. Only 11 weeks to go until the big day now. So the Cats will be there, I am sure, and probably taking on probably Collingwood. But the way the way Brisbane's going at the moment, who bloody well knows. But look, it was a solid performance tonight, a solid first quarter from the Cats at least, without doing anything remarkable. 3-1 in that quarter. But then the second quarter, they really just turned it on, didn't they? Absolutely were flying. And then the third quarter, a bit more of the same. And then the fourth quarter, it was kind of queue in the rack stuff. You almost at the game, I was like, yeah, let's just not overdo it, guys. We don't need injuries. We don't need to overdo this too much. We'll just take it easy and do what needs to happen. All right, so I've got my coffee. I've got some guests in the green room ready to go, starting with Johnny. Let's get rid of my graphic. Let's bring Johnny on. We'll have a bit of a chat. If you want to come on, I'll post the actual guest link in the chat now, so feel free to jump on. Might have a few minutes to wait, but it'll be there. I might actually just pin that so it's there for all time's sake. There you go. But we'll get Johnny on first, and let's hear what he's got to say about the game tonight. There you go, mate.
Very well. For a bit of a nothing game, no disrespect to Richmond at all, but for a bit of a nothing game, that it feels like there's a lot of talking points in terms of like headlines or just like milestone events. I think you summed it up pretty well on your intro as well. So there was a few things that were worth talking about. It wasn't just any old nothing game, which we got a few for the rest of the season. So
got a few, yeah, quite a few.
Let's get into this one to start.
Start with this one.
Okay. What I was trying to think about was, okay, so Chris Scott's 350th game coaching, correct?
That's right. Yep.
Not including games played.
No, games coached.
I was talking about this with my sister the other week, where it felt like when he came on in 2011, it felt like he inherited the team, and people were sort of like, oh yeah, but it's just the team that he's inherited. He's not much of a coach himself. And I think it took a few years for that kind of like talk to die down. And this is in the earlier days of Twitter as well. So when you think about like great coaches who've coached Geelong, where would you put him in terms of what he inherited to what he has proven over the years? Because before him, Bomber Thompson and all that.
Yeah. A lot of people say he inherited that 2011 premiership side, but to be fair, pretty much everyone had written Geelong off. Everyone had said Geelong's best days were behind them, and the 2010 grand final, we looked old, we looked slow.
Yeah.
Very, very familiar to the 2010 prelim. We looked old, we looked slow, very similar to the 2021 prelim, mind you, against Melbourne. Everyone, they might have said Geelong will be competitive next year, but no one gave us a chance. So for Chris to come in as a young coach, I think he was 36, 37, something in the late 30s, mid to late 30s, and for him to take the reins of that side, absolute egos all over the place, superstars, Hall of Famers, and to turn that into a premiership side, not just a premiership side, an absolute rolled gold champagne unit. It was remarkable. So people that piss on him for that, it's like, come on. And then he won his own with his own crop of players. And
never look back was what I was going to say as well.
Exactly.
We've had one down season in that entire 10 years, entire 14, 15 years. So, 350 games, not bad. The next milestone, and I'm sure everyone will want to talk about it, but Jeremy Cameron's 700. I was trying to find how many he's kicked for Geelong versus the Giants. couldn't find it anywhere.
Forward versus Geelong. AFL tables would have that, I reckon. I won't
Obviously
pull it
kick-
up because I'll kill the stream or something. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, sure. Because how long was he on the Giants for? Was it 6 years?
I think I feel like it's a lot longer
5?
than you think. I think, a lot
Really?
longer than that.
Is it?
Yeah. Someone in the chat will
shit.
tell us, but I feel like it was like 8 or 9. Yeah.
Yeah, because
Quite a
he was
bit.
a great player for them for a long time. But when you think about it, after all is said and done, how's he going to be remembered for his career? It's going to be with Geelong, right?
Exactly. Like Dangerfield will be as well. You
Yeah.
forget, you see footage of him playing for Adelaide and you think, he's look at a little baby Danger. But
Oh my God, you're right. 8 years. 8 years for the Giants.
Crazy.
170. Okay, here it is. 171 games, 427 goals.
Ooh.
Compare that with Geelong. So he's actually only been with the club. This can't be right. It says he got there in 2021. That's not right. Is that right?
Yeah, it is right. It feels like he's been here so much longer because
Jesus Christ.
he's been peak Jezza the whole time. It's been terrific.
99 games for the Geelong. So he's coming to his 100th next week. 273 goals. So he's scoring more with the Cats than he was with the Giants, which is interesting. But still, he's had a hell of a career. And it's only been 4 years. I feel like he's going to be remembered as a Geelong player.
I think he will be. And I think he's got the story. He's got a few more years to go with Jezza. We were at the footy tonight thinking, can he get 800? And you'd think that's definitely achievable. I actually thought Tom Hawkins would easily get it, but then injuries really slowed him down in that last year.
Yeah, once they get a bit older.
Yeah.
So you'd say thousands out of the question, right?
Yeah.
He'd have to play for another sort of 5 or 6, 7 years.
6 high-level elite years at his age.
Yeah.
It's doable, but he's not, I don't know. I mean, the athletes today, they get looked after pretty well and they can probably play longer than they ever have before. But think about Tom Hawkins in his last year was just that was what does it take? What does it take? Like a wheel to fall off a Ferrari? Like the Ferrari's no good anymore. So all of a sudden it's worthless. So, if he loses something along the way, or gets a bit of a niggle and he's not quite the same Jezza, then maybe he's a shadow of himself. Who knows? But enjoy the party at the moment. Goodness me.
Exactly. So you were at the game tonight. How was the crowd energy?
Energy was fun, but it was definitely quiet. You could hear quiet enough that you could hear the players talking to each other.
You could hear the crowd talking over the broadcast to each other.
Oh, really? Yeah, I reckon the microphones were turned up. No, it wasn't loud. But the Richmond fans weren't that loud either. So there wasn't any energy coming from the Oppo. But the crowd really got up every time George Stevens went near it. We have to talk about him in a moment. Every time George Stevens went near it, vote in the poll, by the way, everyone. The greatest George of all time.
I voted.
Good.
Yeah,
I think George Stevens is winning.
As the greatest George of all time.
But they got around him. Gave a lot. Oh, geez, we were going hard for Tom Atkins, especially in that last quarter when we were so close to 20 tackles. I was
those tackles,
Hunt. And then in his speech at the end, at the ground, he's talking about hunting, and I was like, "Oh, he must have heard us." He was right on the boundary when.
That's great.
Anyway,
the same thing happened to Matt Rowell today with the Suns versus the Bombers, where at halftime he had something like 13 tackles.
Yeah, and
then they were sort of like they were saying on the broadcast, "Yeah, we think he's going to break the record here," and it didn't happen because obviously the Suns pull away with it, so there's no need to put so much pressure on. I feel like the same thing happened to Tom Atkins tonight, but he played a fantastic game. Again,
he was gassed. He was absolutely when the ball was down the other end or on the other side of the field, and he's probably off camera. He was just hands on knee, absolutely exhausted. And we're like, "Come on, mate, go again!" And he's sort of hovering near the bench. We think, "Don't go off, stay on." But it was good fun. That was probably the only thing really in that last quarter worth watching. It's just a bit of a going through possession. I'm not going to complain. It was a big win, 72-point win in the end.
72 in the end. It felt so for the first quarter. It felt pretty competitive, and that's sort of the way with footy games. But then before, in the second quarter, You look up and all of a sudden it was like 75 to, it was basically like 10 goals to 2 or 1. And that one goal came out of nowhere, like just before half time. And it was sort of like, oh my God, we're up by 50 points. I didn't even felt like Richmond was actually competitive for about 40 minutes of that game. I think the injuries took a toll for them. I'm not sure what you saw on the ground, but like seeing Sam Lawler come off in the first 5 minutes was
my wife spotted it. She pointed him out and like, well, what's going on? And it's like, oh, it's a Richmond player. It's like, oh, that's Sam Lawler. Oh, crap.
Yeah.
That's not good for the young fella. Same hamstring. Yeah, left hammy again.
And then Hugo Rouse-Smith as well got injured in, I think, the third quarter as well. He pulled his hamstring. There was a few Richmond injuries as well. So it was hard to watch from that perspective of like, you want to see that, like, think about last time that they came down to Kardinia Park last year and they kicked the first like 5 goals of the game or 6 goals of the game in that primetime game.
They were 4 goals up at one point. Yeah. And then
we
only hit the front late in the 3/4 time. We were in front by 3 points. We were playing rubbish, but then we just put down the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I posted it on Twitter, the exact same. So basically, Brad Close in, I think, the fourth quarter, he kicked that snap from the wing. He did the exact same kick against them last time. So I just basically reposted what I had as if I was at the ground. So that was nice. 3, 2, 1. Or do you want to talk about George Stevens? George Stevens first?
Please, because that's why everybody's tuning. We all want to hear about George Stevens. Sorry, Kyri, I know you'll talk about him as well, but and Ethan, fire away.
Well, I mean, I think we're going to be talking about him for a long time, and it's sort of, it seems the way with most of the Cats when they burst onto the scene. It's like you get that real boost of confidence. Like, Brad Close was the same, Brian Myers was the same, Ollie Dempsey. It's like these players in their first game or two. Lawson Humphreys had 18 disposal game in his first game last year or the year before. So it's just like you see when they're ready. It's amazing to think that they were saying over the broadcast as well that he was pick 50 in the 2023 draft or 2024 draft. So and they were saying every team had their shot at him and no one wanted to take him. So it's nice that Geelong got him and it's been developing him. And then here we are, first game, and he looks like he's ready to play his 50th or 100th.
You know what? We held him back for so long. Lawson Humphreys last year. Mate, I was screaming for Lawson Humphreys for so long. I reckon about 6 or 7 weeks. Get him out of the VFL. He's a star.
He's a star. Yeah.
Finally they pick him. And there you go. Boom. Let's hope the same story for George Stevens. Different type of player, obviously, and bit of an opponent tonight, which helps to ease him into things. But he was terrific. And the goal he kicked, oh my God, did I lose my mind?
And it was dead center as well. It was not even a degree to either side of the goals. It was like right down the middle.
Yep. So the chat saying, "Where's the justice for George family?" Talking about the Vellas. They must be. I don't know if they're coming tonight. Hopefully they are. Brendan, if you're in the chat, let us know. Not in the green room just yet, but I'll let you know when they appear. That was great. The whole team got around him. He loved it. He did the double.
Punched the air with ferocity. That was nice to see.
Yeah, and then Danger ran out as well.
So George was great, and I thought he was really involved in everything as well. There's lots of plays through the middle where it was like, oh, great. Not only is like Shannon Neal the answer to Tom Hawkins, it feels like George Stevens is almost the answer to like Patrick Dangerfield. Don't want to put that on them, that kind of like caliber, but you know what I mean? It's sort of like, oh, great. I tweeted this out as well, was, it's like the future is bright still. It's still got the same development coming up. We can still feel good about that as well. So that was nice to see.
It's great when you see someone they debut and they absolutely shine. I think it was one of the better ones. I mean, I saw someone in the chat earlier saying, "Is he a chance for the Rising Star nom?" Tricky. I can't remember. Oh, what's that? Yeah, Kako from Essendon. He'd probably give it a nudge this week, you'd think, but
he was fine. Is Nate Caddy still eligible?
Yeah, but he would have won it already by now. Surely Caddy's got one by now. I can't
Yeah,
remember. I don't
true.
track it that closely.
Yeah, I think George Stevens will be a decent shot for it as well. Like, think about when Connor O'Sullivan, in his first game, sort of was playing half back line to back, and he got it in his first week because he had something like 14 disposals, 6 intercept marks. So they can come out of nowhere, especially in sort of like a down week. And this is like the kind of week to do it where it's like week 16, week 17, finals is on the horizon. So it's like, let's see what the young kids can do. And we're playing in these games where we've got easier matchups. We're going to play Richmond again before the season's done. We're going to play the Swans. We're going to play Melbourne. So I think we've got Giants next week. So now's the time to get those rising stars, get that young talent in. So it's really nice to see. I'm not sure if he'll play finals, but I think he's going to be around.
No, probably not finals. Amy in the chat, what a draft, the 2023 draft. O'Sullivan, Manor, Stevens, Humphreys, Wiltshire. Not sure about Wiltshire just yet, but I'm hoping the kid gets some more opportunities anyway.
Humphreys, Stevens, yeah. Is the draft? Is that through Andrew Mackey? Does he just do recruiting?
I think he dabbles in a bit of everything.
Scouting? Yeah, okay.
Stephen Wells is still kicking around, but Mackey's running things. But he's probably leaning heavily on the wise words of Stephen Wells when it comes to drafting. But it's probably more of a team operation than a Stephen Wells operation these days. But give the credit to Stephen Wells until he's no longer breathing on this earth. I reckon he's an absolute superstar, and they should build a statue of him outside Kardinia Park.
Really?
I don't know how we're going to pay for all this.
Yeah, you're about to run out of real estate.
I reckon we should get the taxpayers because they haven't spent enough on the Geelong precinct, the Kardinia Park precinct. We'll get the couple of statues, dip into your pockets, everyone. Help us out. Come on. Struggling club and all from regional Victoria. We need a bit of love.
Yeah.
Let's get your 3, 2, 1s. And if you've got any other final comments after that, feel free to drop them. I'll go for as long as we need to tonight.
Yeah. What I wanted to call out was the game plan at the start of the game. It was interesting to see. So in weeks past, Chris Scott would put Ollie Dempsey on the wing with, like our main mids in the middle, and therefore Jeremy Cameron and Patrick Dangerfield would play in the forward 50. And for whatever reason, in the first quarter, he had Paddy in the middle and Jeremy Cameron on the wing playing the Ollie Dempsey role. And he was doing that really nice sort of like drift forward when no one's watching, and then just be standing alone in the goal square and catch the ball for a mark for a goal. Well, I mean, Jeremy Cameron wasn't kicking too many goals tonight, but he did get what he needed in the end. But it's just such a good game plan. I haven't seen any other coaches do it where you take that wingman and you just sneak him forward when the ball moves forward up the back of the field. So that was really cool to see in the first quarter. 3, 2, 1 should be interesting.
Yeah.
Because it's not the usual suspects like, Bailey Smith, late illness, Tice, family.
Who are you going to give it to?
So Max Holmes, 36.
Definitely
36.
I reckon there's about 5 names you could give it to.
Because I don't want to. Yeah. Well, I don't want to look at the stats and be like, therefore Max Holmes should get it because he had 36 disposals.
Yeah. Just the
781 meters gained. I thought Jack Martin was okay. I thought his disposal efficiency wasn't great, but he was getting the ball a lot. Yeah. This is a tough one. Can give me some of what you saw on the ground first.
I saw Max Holmes could not kick the side of a barn in the first quarter, but we don't expect Max Holmes to be the best kick in the country. He's not. That's not what we've got with Max Holmes. He's fast. He gets meterage. He's a bit of a one-touch player. He kicks a good goal. But geez, he couldn't hit a target in the first quarter. I'm like, like last week. But then he corrected things and was great for the rest of the game. So I think you probably judge him on the second and the third quarters, and still got heaps of it in the first quarter too. Grind was just chef's kiss. After the Bronx cheers last week. Deep ball, dad voice, and And Jezza just did Jezza things. I mean, a shit opposition. He's
Yeah.
going to get 4 goals every day of the week. He's probably going to do that in his sleep. And absolutely loved. And I hope someone else shouts him out in the chat soon. I haven't seen it. Zach Guthrie, big baby, big muscles.
yeah.
Zach Guthrie. What a star.
Yeah.
What an absolute star he was tonight.
He's great. I thought Brad Close as well. I feel like I've been pretty hard on him this year, and he's had a bit of a down year. But I thought he played a pretty good game tonight. Hard to take away when it's the Tigers, but it'd be nice to see him build his confidence there. Good call out, Tom Atkins. 17 tackles. I mean, the dude's a machine. 17 disposals as well. Okay, I'll go. I think I will go. This is a tough one. This is really tough. I think I'll go Max Holmes for the 3. For one, I'm going to go George Stevens. I'll skip the 2. I'm going to go for 1 for George Stevens, just because 21 disposals and the goal was really nice to see. 11 kicks was really good as well. So, and he did get a lot of screen time, and I love when these kids burst onto the scene early on. The two, I gotta give it to Zach Guthrie. I think you're right. You convinced me. I was going to say Jack Martin potentially, but I think Zach Guthrie, he was like, it was a very solid defensive game. 20 kicks, 509 meters gained in the end.
Wow.
85% time on ground as well.
14 marks. We've just dominated the air tonight, absolutely. But poor old Richmond, they just couldn't compete. That was probably the stat we smashed them in the absolute most. They were just little men versus boys tonight. And then the injuries early with Layla. I thought, this will be interesting to have a look at this Layla kid, see how he goes. But Cats had their way with the Tigers tonight, and we enjoyed it. Had a lot of fun with it. And looking forward to seeing him again in round 24.
I think, and even with Tom Lynch suspended, I don't think it would have made too much of a difference tonight.
No, I wouldn't have thought heaps of difference. I don't think he's been flying anyway, has he? Not really. He's not been great to watch. For just last thought for the game ahead next week, I think against the Giants in Sydney. Yep, NG.
Bit of kryptonite potential there.
Oh, I'll tell you what, I'd rather play him up there than at home after losing 5 in a row.
I agree.
Last 3 by 4 points.
I 100% agree. I actually think we'll be more competitive against them up there than down in the Cats.
Oh, there's no pressure playing them up there. But next time we play them at home, oh, God. I don't have enough. I want to go. No, I'll go. I will go. But cross my mind, John. Mate, love it. Love getting you on.
Yep.
First in, best dressed, as they say.
Well, you got to remember, only come on during the wins. So
we know that. Last year, for people that are new to Postgame Live, John was pretty much on every week for the first 7
every
weeks.
week. Yeah.
And then you must have stopped coming on, and we lost 6 of the next 7 or something like that. So the NFL must have started or something. So.
Yeah. And if the NFL season started, and you didn't hear from me again.
Hopefully, we'll keep it going, John, because you're our good luck charm. We need you through the finals through these next 7 weeks and into +4 in September if we make it that far.
Yeah. Nice.
Enjoy your night, mate. Good. Thanks for coming on.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, everyone, again. Everyone in the chat. It's very active in the chat. Horatio, Fitzbastard. I've still got your pizza voucher, Horatio, so you're going to have to reach out to me on the socials or email or whatever. So I've got your voucher there. And if you don't live in Geelong, you can always give it to someone you know in Geelong. That's fine as well. We are giving away another pizza tonight, everyone. Before I get Kyri on, I will just give Shannon Pizza a little plug. Not Shannon Pizza Neil. We do give away a free large pizza on Postgame Live every week, thanks to Shannon Pizza. Anthony down at the shop there on Shannon Avenue, would you believe it? It's where they're located. Been there since the bloody 80s or late 80s or something like that. Institution in Manifold Heights or Hamlin Heights, Geelong West, that area. Absolutely flying and do the best pizzas going around. So best comment, best caller tonight. I'll be giving away a free pizza at the end of the show. I'll get some advice from the chat as well. So make sure you drop your pizza emojis in there as well. And I will shout out Cyril Cook Florist as well. Get some flowers, everyone. Do you get flowers for Father's Day? Probably not. Well, you could. I don't want flowers for Father's Day. If my kids are watching, please no flowers for Father's Day, but use the Go Cats voucher online and get 20% off. All right, let's get Kyri on. Here he is. Bang. G'day, mate. How you going?
Oh, very good, Ben. Great to be back on the winners board. Fortnight of no Cats footy. We were just on the autopilot, full cruise control, nothing to worry about. We're always gonna beat that rabble of a club. Richmond, back up the highway you go. Noah Bolter, I hope you haven't missed your curfew, mate. Off your trot.
Oh, fuck off.
Nah, piss off, mate. All you tiger mongrels. Nah. I can't stand the Tigers as much as I hate the Hawks, Ben. But gee whiz, how good is George Stevens, man? I know he's going to get talked about quite a lot, and
That's what we're here for. That's why we're here. We want to talk all about George Stevens. It's the George night tonight.
It's the George Stevens show, mate. You know,
we should have changed the name. The post George live.
Post George live. Post George live. Like, man, big body midfielder. Someone we've been calling out for weeks. Like, we've added Bailey Smith, who has added a dynamic to our midfield. Him and Max Holmes doing the outside sort of stuff, and the speed that they add in our game. But we're just missing that someone that just wins the ball, that pure inside mid in that engine room. We tried players like Jai Clark, which I don't know is going to work out. Patrick Dangerfield is a last resort. He's in the forward line in the twilight stage of his career. All of a sudden, this guy, pick 58 in the 2023 draft, out of bloody nowhere, another second rounder gem by Stephen Wells and Andrew Mackey. They've done it again, Ben. They've absolutely done it again. This guy is unbelievable, man.
Every year, they do it, and they've done it again, and they'll keep doing it. I don't know who we picked up this year that we're keeping under wraps. Probably Polkinghorn's probably going to explode next year. Like, everyone will be like, "Who the hell's Polkinghorn?" And he bobs up.
Man, he's coming. He's coming. He's coming.
He's like Thanos. Thanos is coming. Coming.
All the Infinity Stones, mate. Like
fine, I'll do it myself. Deep cut.
Lawson Humphreys, Sean Manor. That draft class in 2023. You watch down the track in 10, 15 years' time, that could be like, I know this is far-fetched. People could bookmark this. This could be like when we got, Gary Ablett Jr., we got Bartel, Stevie J, all these fucking blokes, man. Like James Kelly. Like,
yep.
I thought this guy's got a bit of a Joel Corey in him. Great user with a hand, great by foot, 14 score involvements off of 21 disposals. That's just insane, man. When's the last time we had a midfielder that could kick the bloody ball?
He looks like he could take a punch too. He's got that big square jaw. Bang.
Yes.
He's a solid boy. He's 20-year-old, 22-year-old. How old is he? 20.
He's 20. He's 20.
He's only 20. He looks like he's 28 or 29. Ready to take on Ivan Drago. His face looks like stone. He's absolutely huge. Get ready for another 10 years of George Stevens. Should we sign him up to an 8-year deal? No, we don't do that at Geelong. We pay him.
Jacob Hopper. We wanted Jacob Hopper. He wanted a 7-year deal. We said no. We're not like that, Ben.
Yep.
And he's at a loser club now. It's the same with Taranto.
You make your bed, you lie on it, mate. Hey, I got to say, I'm sorry to do this. When I brought up your graphic, I went, oh shit! Just quietly in my head, I'm like, that, because for the people that aren't following what's been happening in world football at the moment, bit of a tragedy for Liverpool. But did you want to talk about that at all, or would you rather not?
No, I do. Which I was planning to anyway, Ben. So Yeah, so obviously it's what's very tragic what's happened in the world of soccer and in the world of sport. I just want to say rest in peace to Diogo Jota. Condolences to his family and friends, the club personnel, all the teammates that knew him. It's yeah. Well, what can you say, Ben? Like, I love Diogo. He was clinical finisher. But yeah, it's a sad time what's happening. Because I love my soccer as well, and that's okay. That's okay, Ben. And I think, and this is the other thing, he wore the number 20. Liverpool won league title number 20 as well. I think, yeah, he's a great player, but rest in peace, mate. It's you never know. Live your life every day, mate, because
Exactly.
you
Exactly,
never know
everyone.
when your time's up. So
Make the most of it. Have fun, enjoy it. It's hard when Geelong has a loss, but Jesus, just remember the good times that we've had as well. So, look, I messaged you through the week, and I said not that familiar with PGL. I don't follow it that closely, but I can appreciate a loss of an elite athlete. That's absolutely massive for that sport and for world sport generally. And I remember when we lost Kobe Bryant in basketball. And
yeah,
I know we're drifting off topic, but it's important to talk about some of this stuff. It's a big deal, and it's affected a lot of people. And it'd be like, I don't know what to talk about, a Geelong player potentially, but 28 years old. I mean, in the absolute prime. A lot of those players.
He was at the peak of his powers, Ben. Like,
got married.
And fuck, I'm not far off that. I'm not far off that. I'm 25, going to be turning 26. Like, fuck me. Like,
you're in your prime, mate. You're in your absolute prime.
Oh well, not athletic wise, but
I'm turning 40. I'm turning 46 in September. Hopefully, a premiership for my birthday. It'd be nice.
100%. That'd be great. That'd be great. But it's like, I know going off topic. Yeah, I do remember when Kobe Bryant died. Like, I was actually in America, funnily enough. So at that time as well. It was. All I could say is it was a desolate scene, Ben. Like, unbelievable. But it's happened in the AFL world as well. The Selwood brothers and all of that. Like,
you're off to Greece soon, aren't you?
Just don't know. I'm going to Greece in next week, next Sunday. I'm flying out next Sunday night. So yeah,
I had some music queued up for you tonight, which I don't know if it'll get us demonetized, but I had. Is that enough to get a copyright strike? I don't know.
Oh no! Oh, that's
going to be your new intro. Well, it doesn't.
Well, mate, you'll be seeing me out on the beach with a frappe air, and out on the beach, trying to work on my tan.
The tan going, yeah.
It'd be good. I'm probably not going to be talking about the game or whatever, but no, we'll see. I'll try and get a VPN because I know KO doesn't work overseas, but yeah, we'll see, mate. But I'll definitely hop on Postgame live while I'm overseas. That's happening, Ben. Don't you worry, mate.
Postgame from Mykonos or Athens, or where are you going to be?
It's not Mykonos, that's for sure. Fuck, I don't know. Actually, I need to ask my mum with the itinerary and shit. So going somewhere. We're going to Croatia as well. I don't know if you're a fan of Game of Thrones, Ben.
Yeah. Well, we've got GR Martin in the poll, but no one's voting for. Hang on, let me just check the poll. We've got the greatest George ever. How many's voted GR? Oh no, 2% have gone George R.R. Martin. There you go. 8% for George Michael. You must have some 80s fans in the chat tonight. Hello, everyone. All right, let's get back to the footy, though, mate.
Good taste. Yeah, let's go back to the footy, eh? But how was the crowd noise when George Stevens kicked that goal, Ben? Awesome. Heard really good on the telly. Yeah.
No, everyone. We were standing and applauding. It was and everyone. Jezza got a standing ovation too, which went for about a minute when he got his 7th goal. Everyone was just up and clapping. Sometimes you do that but when you've got the hands above your head, it's like, oh, hang on, that's a special clap. But the George one was just like, you could tell straight away because I just watched the player rather than the goal umpire, and like straight away he's gone, oh yeah, and he's just roided out, absolutely roid rage, and he's just absolutely just taken it to another level. And everyone just ran from all over the shop to get to him. It was terrific. It was a real crowd-lifting moment, that one.
Yeah, looked incredible. Like, and you could see the passion in George as well after he kicked that goal. He just loved being out there. I think this is going to be a great play for us for a long, long time. Like I said again, just another gem we found. Thank you, Stephen Wells. Thank you, Andrew Mackey. They just the best talent scouts. Honestly, Ben, we're very, very lucky.
How do they do it? Because we had, I don't know how we kept winning, because we had Stephen Hawking at the AFL for a couple of years, and we've got Cotton on, and all those other things, all that bullshit,
all the farms, mate, all the farms.
Maybe we're just good. Maybe we're just so good. Reece Stanley's farm. That is clearly where it all happens, though, at the Reece Stanley farm.
Yeah, so. that's why. That's why. That's why he's still at the club, mate.
We'll get Zach Butters next year. Harley Reid the year after, and then I still think Matt Rao is a live option after his 2-year contract extension ends. So, bang, bang, bang. You heard it here first on the Hoops.
It's all down to if Gold Coast make the final. I have them just missing out the finals, Ben. Like, I don't rate them, to be honest. Like, they start like a house on fire in the first month, and then they just completely fall apart. But they beat Essendon. They're always going to beat Essendon, who are a banter club as well. But I just don't rate the Suns. They can't get the job done outside the Gold Coast or Darwin. So, yeah. Matt Rao, potentially. Yeah.
Bring him in. Look, I hope for the sake of the AFL and for the sake of footy in Southeast Queensland, that the Suns finally make the finals and then, just quietly disappear 1 week in or 2 weeks in. That'd be nice. And then just leave it up to the serious contenders, please. I actually think it'll be one of those years. It doesn't happen very often, but you've actually got 3 contenders that are absolutely going to be flying. And it's usually 1, sometimes 2, but it's Collingwood, Brisbane, Geelong at the moment. And all 3 teams are really flying. So I don't know.
I'll tell you what though. I think with Collingwood, I think they're due for a loss or 2, Ben. Like, look, they beat Carlton. They're always going to beat Carlton again. Another basket case sort of club, but I think there's no way they can win the rest of their games the rest of the year, Ben. I think they're playing the Crows. I reckon they'll lose to the Crows at the Adelaide Oval. Hostile crowd. It's going to get to them. And the last few encounters against the Crows were about 4 or 5 points. And Adelaide beat the Brisbane Lions. So at the Adelaide Oval, I think the Pies are due for 1 or 2 losses. I think that's a game against Adelaide. So yeah, but come September time, we're the ones to knock over the Pies. So.
We'll see how we go. Like I keep saying, and I don't know, maybe they'll lose this weekend because I've been talking them up, but I keep saying Freo's that one that's just under the radar at the moment. Just if they keep winning 6 in a row now and playing, I think they're playing tomorrow, aren't they? Yeah, just should win that one as well. Watch out.
Yeah, 100%. I'll tell you who could win it on their day though, Ben. The Western Bulldogs. I think they're an absolute dark horse at the moment. Sam Darcy, he's going to become one of the best key forwards in the league. Like, he's not already. Had they played against us, I think things would have been different when we played the Bulldogs at KP. Like, I just feel like they're a smoky chance, a 2016 sort of run. They could push for top 4. I think I think they're smoking for top 4 as well.
Everything has to go right. I think that everything has to go right. I think they did the ladder predictor, and it's like, yeah, they could just sneak in. Feel like it's probably unlikely, less likely than likely for sure. But they're in that. You got to keep an eye on the Western Bulldogs. If they keep playing the way they're playing, they just don't seem to beat the good teams. They look great against the crap teams, but they haven't really performed super well relatively compared to everyone else. Not as well as the others, I guess, in the top 8 against each other. They've sort of struggled, but they look terrific. And I'm with you. Sam Darcy, I'm in love with him, and I don't know if I'd almost at the point, and I love Jezza too, but geez, if you had to pick one of the two, I'd almost pick Sam Darcy.
In a heart, I'm with you, Ben. In a heart, at the look, Jeremy Cameron at the moment, he is the king. He's going to win the Coleman Medal. He's the best key forward in the league. But when it's all said and done for Jez, Sam Darcy, he'll take that crown. Yeah, but
before season's end, I reckon. Jez will win the Coleman the way. I can't see a reason why he doesn't. Another 4 goals on the tally today.
And touch wood, clean bill of health as well. Right. I'll tell you what, it looked really worrying. Paddy Dangerfield was on, and I saw they were getting the hamstring. I'm like, oh no, this can't be happening again. Like, did we threw him in the midfield, and this is going to happen now?
Someone's going to get injured at some point. It'll happen. It's sad, but we'll get some players back. Maybe Cam Guthrie. They've held him out of the VFL for tomorrow, so he's not.
That's
playing,
right.
He's not playing Richmond in the VFL tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon. They're going to keep him on ice for another week. But if he can get, it's a very big but if he can get through a few weeks in the VFL, like I'm thinking maybe 2 or 3, it still is time enough to get him back into the senior team.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so, Ben.
Hard on for him. Chris Scott loves him. Absolutely loves him.
I don't think so. I think great player, great career.
Yep.
But Cam Guthrie, I think he's done, man.
Probably, but his brother played good today. Talk to me about Ryan Myers though, because
yes.
Brian needs a bit of love. We need to throw some love Brian's way after last week. We definitely do. Terrific tonight. Terrific.
Nah, he was absolutely everywhere. Back to his best. I was obviously not a great game previously. I knew he was going to turn it around, but he was just everywhere, all over the field. Reading the play, finding his teammates, linking up, hitting targets. He was just pretty. I want to see him hit the scoreboard, but he was just doing grind Myers things, and I think he was the standout for me tonight as well.
I think so. Who else did you like? We've talked about. You can talk about George Stevens a bit more if you want, but I love calling out some of the lesser lights that maybe we haven't sort of talked much about that going along. Mitch Duncan was amazing tonight on the bench.
Yeah, kept the bench warm. Kept the bench warm. Didn't break a sweat. Was giving out the water to the boys. You don't want to make me talk about Mitch Duncan because you know what my thoughts are with him at the moment. But look, this player, you know who I'm gonna. This player, I'm going to talk about, and that's Tom Atkins. Yeah. 17 tackles, like absolute bulldozer. I think it was like quarter time he had 9. I thought far out. This guy, just a workhorse, man. And he needs some more love. He needs some more love in the team. I want to see more Tom Atkins love in the chat. So
drop some axes in the chat, people. Absolutely drop. I'm actually, while you're dropping your axes in the chat, I'm going to start a new poll. We've closed the George one. All right, let's do the Geelong's best tonight, because I'll get you to do your 3-2. Oh, no, you're not in a hurry tonight, but
No.
But clearly we're going to put, who are we going to put in there? We're going to put Tom Atkins in for sure. Are we throwing in Max Holmes, do you reckon?
Oh, we'll throw Max Holmes in. Yeah, why not?
How's my spelling? Paul's been giving me shit lately for my spelling, so I'm going to make extra special attention tonight.
I mean, I thought it wasn't his best games. He butchered the ball quite a bit, but if that's going to be his worst sort of games, then that's okay. Still managed to get the 36. Like,
I reckon because with these YouTube polls in the live chat, we can only get 4 names in there. So, are you going to slap me across the face if I go Zach Guthrie over George Stevens tonight?
That's really hard.
You make the final call because it's your segment. So
you know what, this has to be Zach Guthrie. I love you, brother. But this is the George Stevens show, mate. You got to put King George in.
Post George live. All right. Spell his name.
But Zach Guthrie was instrumental as well. Down back.
Tom Atkins, Max Holmes, Brian Myers, and George Stevens. Come at me, bro. If you don't like any of those options, I think that's pretty reasonable, though. There's probably 2 or 3 that you could squeeze in as well. A lot of love for Jack Martin, Tom Atkins.
Jack Martin. He made a couple of mistakes that frustrated me, but overall, I thought he did okay. Kicked the first goal for Geelong as well. So good on you, Jack.
That was good. Who tackles better, Tom Atkins or an actual bear? Probably Tom. Let's be real.
It depends what bear. You're talking about Humphrey B. Bear, or
Oh, yeah. It is the George Show tonight, everyone. If you're joining us late, it is Post George Live. Welcome. Let's get your 3, 2, 1s. I've put 4 names in the poll. Tom Atkins is leading at this stage, but let's hear yours, mate. Because you watch it. I'm at the ground at ground level, and I don't get to see it from the TV. I'll watch it tomorrow morning with a cuppa and my Wheat Bix. But what did you think watching it on the telly?
Yeah. 3 votes I'll give to Brian Myers. Again, I thought he was the standout for me.
Yep. The hotel reception. Anyway, I'll keep talking to you. We got your back. It's all right. Keep going.
Yeah. So 3 votes to Brian Myers, 2 votes to Zach Guthrie. He's just been stepping up in the intercept defending sort of role. When Tom Stewart, because I thought Tom Stewart, not his best sort of night, impact-wise.
Spartacus, can I give Spartacus the pizza already?
Spartacus is on a tear tonight, far out. He might be the front runner for the Shannon Pizza.
The Shannon Pizza? Hang on.
Hey, wait, you guys can't go now. It's the best part. I called the pizza dude. All right.
Anyway, that's my pizza dude.
Two votes to Zach Guthrie, and I'm going to give to 1 vote to George Stevens. Why not?
Why not?
Why not? Absolute gun.
It's a George Stevens party. Why not? Zach Guthrie was bogged by a mile, says Jezelenko. Whoa, I don't know about a mile, but he was freaking good.
He was good. Like I said, best intercept defender for us this year, along with a few others. But honourable mentions: Tom Atkins, Jeremy Cameron. Congratulations on your 700 goals. Max Holmes, and Shannon Neal, who's just getting better week by week as well. 3 goals, 1. Lucas, if you listen, mate, come on, man. He's the real deal, Shannon Neal. Come on.
Real deal. Well, he should be in the VFL according to Lucas, but then so should Jezza and who else? Tom Atkins doesn't tackle hard enough. He was quiet for 3 quarters tonight after he only laid 7 tackles after quarter time. Absolutely atrocious. What is he doing? Let your game, son. Darren Gilmore, you're going to come in the chat, Darren. Come on. It's been a while. I reckon it's been a year.
We need Darren Gilmore in Postgame Live. Come on, man.
You're 10 beers deep. Is that why you can't come on at the moment? Come on, Darren. Get him in. No, but we'll have the Lucas chant at some stage. We've still got Ethan to come on first, but once we get Ethan on, I reckon that's when we start the Lucas chant, and then anyone else who wants to jump on. By all means, I have posted the link in the chat, everyone, so feel free to click that one.
Absolutely.
Next week, the nemesis of the Geelong Football Club, or at least the modern day nemesis. We'll forget about Hawthorn for a little while, but GWS, they spank us sometimes, and they make us look pretty stupid, and I don't like them. Nepo baby AFL.
Neither do I. I think my thoughts from next week. I think I fancy ourselves a lot more better than playing in Geelong. That, like you said, that's for sure, Ben. But and Lucas is watching probably the Brisbane and Port game. Charlie has 7. Charlie Cameron. No way.
Hang on.
Piss off.
I hate doing score checks on live streams because it's like
you are kidding.
People watching the next day. It's like, what are you doing that for? Like, I'm anyway. 7 goals? Surely not.
No.
Surely not. No, he's kicked 3 goals, you goose. What are you talking about?
Oh my god.
He's kicked 3 goals. Surely, unless I'm just not saying that right. Anyway, go to bed.
He has 3. Actually, I've seen on the chat he has 3. Gee whiz. Like the most I've seen, this is given Vietnam flashbacks. The most I've seen Charlie Cameron kick was 5 in that prelim, played against the Crows. Oh, let's never talk about that again. Lucas, you're the bear. That was wrestling, Atkins.
I literally am going to have to send the pizza via mail to WA. There's no two ways about it, Spartacus. You're flying. You're absolutely flying. Gilmore not well. Come on. Gilmore.
Come on, Gilmore. You weren't well on the space last night. What's going on?
Lift. Bet you he went to the footy though. I bet you he went.
Yeah.
So next week we've got the Giants. If we get over them, goodness me, are we flying downhill? Absolutely flying. If we get past that one, and guaranteed top 4. You'd have to say, really.
Top four. You could lock it in. But I think, and it's other than that, it's just like if we want to get top 2, Ben, you just feel like we can't drop the rest of our games. Like it's just such a tight race. Brisbane's locked away the minor premiership, but it's just a 3-horse race between us, Brisbane, and even the Crows as well for a top 2 finish. Like, but we'll see.
Yeah. Time
will tell, Ben. It's a marathon. It's not a race. What is there? 7 or 8 weeks to go in the home and away season, plus your finals as well. We just got to take
an extra one. That's the thing with Gold Coast. They've got one more. So.
Oh, they do too. Jeez.
Yeah.
We've got to take it one game. We've got to take it one game at a time. But we beat GWS. Woo! Maybe the lid might be off. It might be off. But
Oh, Darren, because you're local, Darren, and you've given Shannon Pizza a plug, you might be in the box seat now.
Oh, sure. Give it to the mayor of Geelong, Ben. Give it to the mayor of Geelong.
I've got to see some pizza emojis first. If you know how to use your emojis on your keyboard there, Darren. But you might be going close to it. Sign some. I'd love it if that. Imagine if we just get Shannon Pizza to send a couple of boxes to his house, and he can fold them on the night before, and then just stand outside the game, just signing Shannon Pizza boxes. They've only given me the one little box over there. They normally got that, the stereotypical Italian bloke. Oh, mamma mia, the guy. Who's on the picture. But they have to get that one made specially. So, they don't normally have that. But anyway, maybe I'll get that one signed. Maybe we'll pass that one around. Bring that to a 100%. Game one day. I'll bring it to a game and get everyone to sign it. That'll be nice. All right, mate. Final thoughts before I pass the baton, or you can pass the baton to Ethan for tonight.
It's great win by the Catters. Did what we were supposed to do. Got the 4 points. Back in the top 4. Let's just take it 1 week at a time. So and we'll see it. We'll see you next. We'll see you next week. My last post game live in Australia before I jet off to the beautiful sun in the motherland. So
yeah. How good would it? I'd love it'd make my dreams come true if we could do a post game live cross to you overseas. That'd be incredible. We'll
make it happen, Ben. Even if I'm on for 5 minutes, yeah.
That'll be good. If we can make it happen, we'll get some nice Wi-Fi for you. I'll send me the bill.
I'm researching for like eSIMs and like shit like that at the moment. So
yeah.
But even if I'm just in the hotel and all of that as well. So,
Kyri Travel Blog. Get your website, get your YouTube channel up and going. Will everyone follow Kyri's travel adventures?
I mean, you follow my Instagram, you'll see plenty of photos on there. So,
definitely. All right, mate. Enjoy the night. Enjoy the win. Back next week. At it again, and then downhill from here on in towards the premiership in 2025. Off we go.
100%.
Cricket, mate. Go Cats. All right. Now, we've got our man. Oh, am I going to get us demonetized? I probably will. America, fuck yeah. Coming again to save the motherfucking day, yeah. I've probably just got us demonetized, but oh well. What can you do?
What's going on?
How are you?
Pretty good. Typical 4th of July. Went to middle of nowhere, got a hotel as far away from any explosions as possible so I could just chill and watch footy. Paused at halftime of the Brisbane game, so going to go finish that after. But, other clubs can't relate to this, I think. 3 weeks between wins was too long.
Yes.
It was like a whole 21 days. I don't know how you deal with that.
How do I process that? I don't know what to do. What
am I supposed
to do in my life?
It's like I'm not wearing my gear. I'm not, singing the song while I'm driving. So this feels good. By the way, coming to you from middle of nowhere, Oregon, going into Bend tomorrow and going to be brewery hopping. In case you didn't recognize the wall's a little different because I'm in a hotel.
I did.
But
is it green or yellow?
It's sort of like it's greenish. It's more green than yellow.
Okay.
But taking care of business is underrated. College football show I listen to says that term all the time. And I think once again, took care of business. Was it fancy? Not necessarily. But super impressed with the guys who needed to be good. George Stevens, wow, the Vela family looks like geniuses for that one.
Mm-hmm.
I thought, all right, Richmond are getting a little healthier. They get Lawler back. He does his hamstring right away. And then, tell you what, for the first quarter, I thought, all right, this is where Bailey Smith's absence hurts. They're getting up on us on clearance. We're really not doing anything to stop Hopper in the middle. And then we buckled down there, and it was really smooth sailing the rest of the way. I thought that second quarter from Max Holmes really helped turn things. Even if he only got credited with one or two of those clearances, he was really important with those, as well as just getting the ball into the forward 50. Ryan's delivery was terrific all night. He could have had a couple more assists and a couple goals if guys had finished better, but great game to not be your most accurate going for goal. Still won by 72, and maybe save that for a game next week where we could really use it.
Yeah, we need it. We need it next week.
Yeah, and GWS, they've been they've been winning so many games, including the one against us where they lost on expected score. So it would be really nice if we could turn that around. I mean, they have 5 wins that off of expected score they should have lost. But Stevens, excellent. Second half, got things out of reach, and it kind of just evolved into get Jess of the milestone, which was nice. When you can just have fun and keep it loose, that's really nice. And I think we were pretty loose.
We were, especially in the last little bit. Jess just sort of thought, who else can I give a goal to? And he handed one off to Ollie Henry at one point. I'm like, Ollie, just piss off. You're buzzing around, hoping to get the free one there. And Jess is like, I've got my 700. You have this one. To be fair, Brad Close probably should have kicked one. And he's like, there's Jezza. I better give it to Jezza. Even though Brad could have easily kicked a goal. But Brad's like, we're having fun. It's a party. Everyone get involved.
I think Brad had 4 assists.
Yep. 4 assists. I'll pull that up in a sec if it lets me.
See if I can get that here.
Yes, 4 assists. George Stevens had 2 assists as well. We forgot about the George Stevens 2 assists.
Ryan had 1 and could have easily had another 2 or 3.
Yep.
And we just, for where Richmond is right now, I thought we did a good job beating them in the areas that they're actually pretty good in. They know, all right, they're looking to Cameron every time. They've got a couple of really solid key defenders in Miller and Flostone. And he took them to school. They're pretty good on clearance now that they've actually got a healthy midfield. Like all 4 of Prestia, Ross, Taranto, and Hopper. That's solid. That's not just good for a lesser team. That would be good on any team. Problem is they're just rarely all healthy. They were today. And after the first quarter, we handled them there. And you really saw Stevens' physicality and ability to get right in at clearance. That really stood out.
8 clearances, the best on the ground for the Cats, for George Stevens. 2 more than that.
He got a couple extra ones late, but I know he had. I guess he ended up with 8. Ryan 5 clearances. He got to play in the middle more.
4 clearances in the last quarter for Stevens.
The week off did wonders for Reece Stanley, who I thought, when he was matched up with Nankervis, largely beat him. It was funny. I thought Ripsovs didn't do a great job on Nankervis necessarily, but was really good elsewhere. And just always feels like games against Richmond, Blitz is just ready to go to a new level. I think seeing them brings out something extra in him.
He's too big. Geelong look like such big bodies tonight against the little baby Tigers. And Blitzard is a massive man. You see him in
it stood out tonight.
He's a brute. He's a huge man, and he moves fast. You just wouldn't want to get in his way on the field. And he underrated. He takes some great marks. I mean, he just missed out on tonight, but he took a couple of good ones. He was terrific. I love him. He's one of my favorites. If not, I've got a few favorites, but
he's indispensable. I think it's pretty clear at this point.
Well, one day we're going to have to get used to life without the Swiss Army knife.
You can't replace him. There's nobody who has the combo of skills he does. He's one of a kind.
Well, he's a unicorn. You've never seen anyone like him before. And there's other types of players that have got a special, unique skill set that no one in the AFL has. And he's definitely one of them. He's one of those ones that just, what's your answer? And you keep to the point where the AFL changed the rules because he was so dominant at that third man hit up in the ruck contest. I'll go win a All Australian as a fullback or something. Who cares? And a second Kaji or whatever.
And then I just thought effort and hustle plays as a whole were great. There was one spoil where Lawson Humphreys got back to the last second. I thought, even though he didn't get that many touches, on a per-touch basis, he was terrific. And this is right around when he debuted last year, so probably shouldn't be all that surprised that, he's got a year under his belt. I think the first half of this year, teams had learned how to play him a little more, and now he's adjusting back.
Yes.
And then Shannon Neal gave us a great reminder tonight of just what a skilled overall athlete he is. I mean, the one where he fielded the bounced kick and finished on his right was just a tremendous play.
I forgot about that one. Yeah.
That might have been the most impressive goal of the night.
The danger one, which was an accidental goal, that got
That
the
was
crowd
cool
up and
too.
about. Yeah, that was meant to be a pass, wasn't it? It went over the top.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think that, yeah, probably. It's probably that one. I'm trying to think of some other ones. How many goals did we kick tonight? It was like 18 goals or something like that from memory.
It was more than that. Let me check.
Um,
No, it was 18. Yeah, it was 18.
yeah, it's a good guess. Just looking at the score. There'll be some good ones there. Not so much from the Tigers. I wouldn't have thought. It was a bit of a nothing sort of game from them. But yeah, it was just, I don't know. It was that Shannon Neal goal. I was so happy for him because it was just that's the type of thing to get him up and about. He's such a confidence player, isn't he? He just needs a couple of good things going his way, and then he's off and racing.
I am doubly glad, that he chose football. Looks like he had a track and field background, really hadn't played basketball, but that's the type of guy, if he had gone to St. Mary's, he would have killed my USF Dons and the entire rest of the West Coast Conference for an entire 4 years. So glad he stayed with football, glad he stayed in Australia. Tom Atkins he was the resistance at stoppage early. He deserves a ton of love and credit, as always. I think we may look back at this at the end of his career and say that was the best year he played.
Yeah.
Jack Bowes came in with a renewed energy, and I thought, we did a good job kind of playing him further back because he's not someone you want to throw into some of these one-on-one matchups with some of the big-time, toughest midfielders. He's not the fastest, but in that defensive role that we used him in, I liked him a lot more. I would love to see him stay in that. And that's where, having someone like Stevens in there gives him that flexibility.
I wonder with Stevens how he's going to go in against. You look good tonight because probably the opponent sort of helps, and you can be a little bit. You can be a little bit slower. He's not the fastest athlete out there, but there'll be an opponent that'll probably really stretch him when we spend a lot of our time chasing the footy. Tonight
it'll be a speed-based game next week, so it'll be a good challenge. That's where I'm also I'm relieved that, save for one turnover right after I had complimented him, I thought Jack Martin played really well, because I think we need him for a quicker game like GWS is going to play.
Yeah. John wants a bit of credit here. He's been saying since the dawn of time, Jack Bowes off halfback flank is elite Bowes. Yeah, I don't think don't put Jack Bowes in the middle. He's either throw him through in a forward pocket at times or down on a back flank. I think that's probably
halfback flank is the perfect spot for him, and he did a nice job on it tonight.
Yep.
Who else deserves credit that I hadn't gotten around to? I mean, it was pretty complete from top to bottom. I think O'Sheen was just quietly decent.
Okay.
Connor O'Sullivan. Getting to play more in that defensive role, and we didn't need him to push along the wing, and he's getting better contesting those one-on-ones.
He was solid today. Didn't set the world on fire, but he just looked real confident and was in the right spots all the time, and just seemed to, I don't know if you want to say, I'm not going to say Scarlet-like. He's a different type of player, but it just had that sort of look about him, like he just had things under control, and he wasn't phased.
Confidence
at all.
is growing. The speed of the game isn't intimidating.
Yeah.
This is
Yes.
what you want to see. And then, just the sort of game that puts you in position to, keep padding percentage. We've got a couple good challenges remaining, and then a couple teams like the Saints that who knows what you're going to get week in and week out. I mean, GWS, who knows what you're going to get week in and week out. Let's be real. They're probably the most unpredictable team out there. But nice to not have to stress this one too much and just get things done. I get to relax now.
You do?
I guess
Hopefully watch Hawthorn lose tonight. It's probably not going to happen, but
they were up 3 goals last I checked. See what's going on there. I'll probably go back and watch. Yeah, they're up 20 apparently.
Yeah, it's nearly 26. I think it is now. So 4 and a
must
bit.
have just
4.5
added another.
goals. And again, apologies to everyone watching this on replay.
Yeah.
2 days later, which doesn't really matter. Watching live scores. Look, can I ask you a question? Because I think this is probably going to come up a fair bit over the next few weeks. Just the caliber of opponents that Geelong's playing. And look, we're probably going to win, maybe being conservative, 6 out of our last 8 games this season. That's being conservative. There's a lot of people will say we'll win 7 or 8 of all of them, and then we'll see what happens in finals. But is it
worst case scenario? I think we win 5 of those 8, and I think back to the Premiership season and how we kind of managed some of the older players throughout it, and I think injuries have kind of made things a little tricky to do that in some spots. But I also think, I'm sure from up top, the front office looked at everything and said, all right, if we can weather the storm, get through the pre-bye gauntlet, we can rest up in the second half, get healthy. And, there's always that rest versus rust debate that happens in every sport. But like I said, if we will, you look at the schedule at the start of the year, you told me we'd be 10-5 going into that bye. I feel great. I still do. I think we're in an advantageous position where we can say we'll find out come finals time if not having that sort of resistance is good. But we also do have a couple of teams that, even if they're not going to be there record-wise, a healthy Swans team is pretty damn good. So we'll get a couple more tests in. I mean, a healthier North team has been pretty good. They're really banged up right now, but I don't know what they'll look like 3 weeks from now when we play them again. So, there aren't too many games we can just sleepwalk through. So I'm not going to look too much into that, especially because we've got multiple really impressive wins. Because I've thought about this a lot when looking at different teams and looking at what's a really impressive win, either going out of state or playing at basically a neutral ground and knocking off a good opponent. And between the Crows, Pies, and Hawks, we have 3. There are some teams that have 2, but I don't know if anyone else. I don't know. I guess you could say Collingwood also has 3, but they also, when they beat the Bulldogs, the Dogs were super banged up. So I think
nearly beat the Brisbane Lions up there this year in the first round 3, wasn't it? Really close.
Yeah,
I can't remember now.
Ended up losing by 8. Led big.
But we were in front, weren't we?
Yeah, but we have
9.
We
lost
have
by 9.
3 legitimate big time wins outside of our own stadium. So I'm not concerned about
32 points in front. I think we were at one point, just before halftime against the Lions, and then it just fell away. So they'd be concerned, and we'd be looking at that second half if we play the Lions again, and which we are playing them again, aren't we? Yeah. No, we're not playing the Lions again yet.
No, we just played them twice. So
yeah. Sorry, we've just played them. So I'll get my head in the
game. If we played them again, it would be in finals.
It'll probably be a prelim or a qualifying final, you'd think, unless we both just keep winning, and then Collingwood fall over themselves somehow, which I don't think they will.
I'd really rather not play in a semifinal, but there's a world where with their remaining schedule, they could end up, in 5th or lower. Look, there's some really good teams that are going to be outside the top 4.
Yeah. But there's going to be some really good teams in the top 4 as well. So it's going to make for a fascinating final series to see how it all falls out over the next, the race to the end. I mean, it's probably for teams that can't make it, it's going to be, and for neutral fans, it's probably going to be a little bit boring, the race for the finals. GWS, hopefully they keep winning and make it interesting for that.
I mean, it's 9 teams plus maybe the Swans for 8 spots.
Yeah, it's a bit of a miracle, but they can still do it. And if anyone's going to do it, it'd be the Swans, you'd think.
Yeah, if they had finished off a winnable game last week against the Dogs, I think we'd really take them seriously. But they will, at the very least, mess someone else's path to the finals up. At the very least.
Yeah, you'd hope so. You hope there's a couple of upsets along the way. There hasn't actually been many upsets in the last 2 weeks of football, really.
No, and this round, is, every game is top 9 versus bottom 9. I think Sydney Freo easily the most appealing of those games. I think that'll be fun tomorrow, but
hopefully, what is it? We're in next
17th.
round. Yeah, next round you've got the Suns and Collingwood, so that'll shape the 8 a little bit. And it's in Gold Coast as well, so you'd think Collingwood still wins, but creates a bit of movement in the 8 regardless.
Yeah.
And then you've got Bulldogs and Adelaide's the game of the round, 5th versus 4th. In Melbourne, Marvel.
They did the right thing moving that game out of Ballarat.
Giants and Cats in Sydney is another huge one as well. And then you've got the Dockers and the Hawks. So it's round 18 is where it's at, people. This is a bit of a sleep, maybe just catch up on a bit of sleep this round, but next round, geez, strap in. It's going to be a top 8 shaping top around that one. I'm looking.
Yeah, next round, next Saturday in particular is going to be great.
Want to all 9 games next week?
Oh yeah,
you usually do, but who's going to
a couple on replay?
Do you want to do your polished turd before you do your 3-2-1s tonight, or how do you want to do?
There were 2 deserving candidates, and I'm going to give it to the sub, Morris Rioli, just ahead of Ryan Mansell. Those were clearly the 2 best for Richmond.
I couldn't agree. I couldn't agree more. I think Morris was terrific.
He hustled his ass off. He's been, in and out of the team for a while. So it was like, whether you like Richmond or not, to see him fight through it and just show incredible effort in that role that's nice to see. I hope he keeps it up because he's an exciting player, and Richmond have not played the most exciting games for about a month straight now.
Yep.
They won 3 games. That's 3 more than a lot of people had them for. 2 of those wins were very fun. They've kind of accomplished everything they need to for the season, honestly.
Yeah.
3-2-1. 1, I'm going to go George Stevens.
A lot of people are saying that.
Yeah. 2, I'll go Gryan, and 3, I'll go Max Holmes. I know he wasn't his most efficient, but I just thought when he was good, it completely shifted the game in our favor. And he was kind of, in a lot of respects, the most transformative player.
Who comes out of this team next week? And I hate to say it because it's the post George live show. I feel like as good as he was, I just don't know if GWS is the right matchup, and we've still got to get Bailey back. And
I think Duncan.
Back. Yeah, true. But he hasn't played.
And you could also just
give Duncan a run in the VFL. You reckon a full game in the VFL?
Yeah, or you could, someone else could get managed or pull up, nursing something during the week. But I think you take him out, and then you probably bring him back in a week later for like Jack Martin or something.
Yeah. Some good. It's pretty hard to drop anyone this week, but
good problem to have.
You got some good players coming back, so Bailey's clearly absolutely non-negotiable. He is coming in no matter what. Tyson Stengel, of course, he's coming back in. But maybe there's someone else. I don't know. Am I forgetting someone that could be making their way back as well? Paul Jed Buse can't get a look in at the moment.
I wouldn't mind, getting him back in over Martin necessarily, but I think Martin again did enough to stay in tonight.
Jack Bowes has done enough to stay in tonight, but there's going to be a squeeze, and then some players will get squeezed out, and Who knows? Maybe Bailey Smith misses another one if he's not well. Who knows what he's
Hopefully he hydrates and is ready to go.
Tyson might. We don't know Tyson's situation other than it's a family issue, but
hope all is well there.
He's probably the most likely without knowing anything about the situation. Sometimes these issues, it doesn't necessarily just go away in a week. So,
God, I guess we might have to knock 2 guys out of there, in which case I think the other, this could just be a matchup thing. I think I'd rather keep Stevens in than Bose if we're looking at a couple of guys who are a little slower, as much as I was singing Bose praises tonight. I mean, you could do O'Sheen and then...
Yeah.
But I think you need both him and O'Connor to match up with Callahan and Tom Green. I think Tom Green might be having the best season of his career, and I've loved Callahan from the start.
Is he getting suspended? Wasn't he cited or something? Or I can't remember. There was an incident involving Harley Reid or something.
I think just fined.
Oh, okay. All right.
Wouldn't have minded.
Oh, well, don't we want to see the best players out there? No, we want to win.
Yeah.
Of course we win. Yeah, we won.
Yeah, it just said, let's see. It was, Tom Green, 37.50 with an early plea, 62.50 if not. That's all. No suspensions.
Okay. Oh well. We'll see who pulls up sore from this game tonight. There's always something that happens through the week anyway. It is typical Chris Scott though. Chris Scott, no changes this week, and then 2 changes.
I love it.
Typical. It's like, absolutely pure Chris Scott. Thank you very much for that.
I love it.
Middle finger to the AFL. Loves it.
Haters die mad.
Any final thoughts on the game tonight or next week before you pass the baton to the man with no shirt, Lucas, who's in the chat, everyone. So get the chant going.
Good test next week, we think. Again, there's a world where GWS came out and just lay an egg. I would love that, but we got to expect the best out of them, and it'll be a good challenge.
There will be. We need a good challenge because we're not going to get too many more of them. So hopefully it's just enough of a challenge.
Yeah.
And that we beat them on their home deck, which would be nice.
Would be fun.
And someone puts the boot start into Toby Green.
Last time we played them away was in Canberra, and they sucked that year. I think that was right around the end of the line for Leon Cameron, and we smoked them. I don't know it's been a while since we've beaten them at their place. Although, frankly, they get better crowds in Canberra, if we're going to be honest.
They do. Canberra Giants. Move them.
Canberra deserves a team.
One day they'll get one. Maybe the 20th team, if Northern Territory. I think that if anything, they'll move. I keep saying this, they're going to move. No, they won't. But I have said it many times, they should move North Melbourne to the Northern Territory. Just works for me. But not if you're a North Melbourne supporter, surely.
Yeah, I'd like them to stay put. Good job. Keep winning. And enjoy the rest of the weekend.
You too, mate. You enjoy. And we'll chat with you hopefully after another win against GWS next week.
Yep. Let's do it.
Go on, you mate. Take care.
See you. Thanks again.
Cheers. All right. Get your comments in the chat. We've got. I'm seeing the Lucas chant starting to appear. The Lucas chant is there. We're ready to go. The bobblehead looks nothing like. Hang on a second. Shadu. That is Chris Scott. Look at him. Just turn it around. Look at grumpy Chris Scott. How close will I get before it starts getting a bit fuzzy? Yeah, it's probably no good there. There you go. Is it? It does kind. Well, I don't know. Maybe you're right. Don't know. Anyway, I think it looks pretty close. All right, let's get him on. I don't know if he's the last one on tonight. You're welcome to join the chat, people, if you'd like to. You'll jump on the live show as a guest. The link is there in the chat if you want to. But if not, Lucas may be bringing up the rear as he does. I can see in the chat in the green room he's got his shirt on. But enough from me. Here he is. Good evening.
How are we doing? Cricket in Barbados. The cricket season is back. I'm in my whites. I've got the white shirt. I've got the white top. Ready for the cricket today. I've got no idea what day it is. I've got no idea what time it is. I went to bed at 7 a.m. this morning. Woke up at 2 in the afternoon. So fuck knows what the day is. But we are absolutely ready. I'm ready to take over the Australian bowling attack, because it seems these days we do shit lately. But we're ready to go, actually. I'll tell you what how old this ball is, despite being brand new. Look at that. Look at the date on that. 2011. I've had this cricket ball since 2011. Never opened it. I've never used it. I'll put this back in because actually this one was actually $160 at the time. So we'll put that back.
How much do they cost now for a brand new cricket ball?
Depends on the brand. A Kookaburra one will cost around about 120, 130, like a proper Sheffield Shield ball. I think a Duke's ball is about 100, so they use that in England. And the SG ball in India, I think, is about 110. So they are expensive. They are very expensive. So yeah, I've kept this one after all those years. How about that, eh? Memory lane.
Good.
Looking good.
You look like you could be playing at Wimbledon too, if it was just like 1920 or something, and they wore the long white pants. And Wimbledon is on at the moment, and then we've got the Tour de France starting tonight. It's an absolute orgy of sport this evening, and obviously the cricket over in the West Indies, which starts about midnight. What are you going to watch? Can we keep the footy going for a little bit longer? We should have had the footy running through the early hours of the morning. That'll be nice.
Well, I want to wish Charlie Curnow the best of luck. You know, he's running in the Tour de France. We saw him last week on the bike heading to the ground, so he's going to have a big week this week, because instead of being on the bike, he should be backpedaling in the forward line. So you might as well be in the Tour de France. So good luck to Charlie Curnow on that one. The Wimbledon, well, Jordan Thompson's doing pretty good, our only Aussie left. Don't think he's going to win it, but made the quarterfinals, so fantastic. In the cricket, we're in the shitter. We haven't got anyone that can open. Sam Constance has been mucked around with by Cricket Australia. Khawaja these days is only good.
Don't defend him. Surely you can't defend Sam. I don't know. Maybe I'm too hard on the young fella.
Absolutely. Well, he's been in and out of the fucking team for 6 months. They dropped him, bring him back. Of course, his confidence is not going to be there. Khawaja, he likes playing Twitter, playing politics on Twitter. Mate, get off the keyboard and get in the fucking nets for a change. Hopefully, he retires after the match. Retires. Goodbye. Take your keyboard with you. Cameron Green, what an absolute spud. Absolute spud. Don't know why he's in the team. Bo Webster, it's just a shame the woke captain Pat Cummins was mates with Mitch Marsh. That's just killed Bo Webster's career. What a player he is. Alex Kyri, the South Australian, leading the charge once again overnight. So it's going to be a fascinating test match, and if they lose, I'm going to go absolutely mental. I'll be an angry, very angry person. But we're here to review the Geelong game. Yeah. Who did we play? Richmond. Richmond. Messi, I thought he was absolutely useless. It was like standing next to Kate Winslet on the Titanic door. Useless. I thought Tom Stewart had no impact whatsoever. Max Holmes couldn't hit a target in the first quarter. Embarrassing. Our best player, no doubt, was Henry the Great. Fantastic game by Ollie Henry. He's had his doubters. Everybody's knocking him. But yeah, he was very good today. Best on ground for me.
Lucas, who are you sending to the VFL next week, Lucas? Because that's what everyone really wants to know. Because for those that are new to Postgame Live or Post George Live, Lucas did want to send Jeremy Cameron to the VFL some time ago. Who are you sending back? Who is due for a run in the Magoos?
For me, Tom Stewart's going back to the twos, and Leo Messi or Leo Nunez can't hit a target, so Messi out for Nevitt, and who's that? Who's that VFL fullback for the VFL? Plays fullback. Well, that's who I'm bringing in for Tom Stewart, so they can go away. Shannon Neal is on thin ice again. He can only play on nobodies. He's overrated. He only scores on nobodies. Absolute overrated. I would like to see Tom Lynch in the Geelong team. I think if you put him against a good midfield, I think he'll kick 50 goals for you. So I'd look at Tom Lynch seriously. Forget about the hits and all that. Chris Scott will fix him up, but I think if you put him in a good team, he'd still kick you 50 goals. Same with Tim Membry. Tim Membry, everyone laughed at me. I said he's going to kick 30, 40 goals for Collingwood. Well, he's kicking goals for fun at Collingwood, isn't he? With a better team. So Max King as well. I don't know what he's doing at St Kilda, wasting his career. But no, I'd like to see those players. We desperately need a forward. I thought today we'd win by 100. Once again, we bottled that. We're not contenders. We're not contenders, unfortunately.
Would you say we're a middling team, Lucas?
I think we are behind Brisbane. We are behind Collingwood. If Brisbane were playing Richmond today, they would have absolutely belted the shit out of them by 100 points. Probably the same with Collingwood. So that was just
Via. Darren must be getting very nervous in the chat because Via is coming late, very, very late. She's giving you he or she's giving you so much shit, Via or Via.
Yeah,
it's quite good. Keep it coming, please.
Well, I've got the fast bowler minded here, very aggressive. So I'm not the little fucking little miniature keeper anymore. I've came out as the fast bowler. So I will speak my opinion. And I thought we were shit. If that was a Brisbane today, we would have got rolled. If that was Collingwood, we would have got rolled. So not good enough. First quarter, pathetic. Did you see the spray that Chris Scott gave the boys after the first in the huddle?
No, I didn't. What was he? Was he getting stuck into him?
Oh, he stuck into him, and rightly so. Because that first quarter was shit by any standard. I don't know who was playing for Richmond. Noah Bolter, or whatever the fuck his name is, the criminal. So hopefully he got home well and safe tonight. What's his curfew? 10 p.m. Long. Geelong's a long place to travel from Melbourne, especially in traffic, Ben. It can take a couple of hours.
I don't know how he got back.
Well, I'll tell you what. If we hear anything on the news on someone breaking their curfew in Geelong, we know who it is. But no, it was. We won. We'll take the 4 points, but we weren't impressive. We were not impressive. And it was all the chat giving me shit. I don't give a damn. That's my opinion. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I
can. Of course, I can take it. Absolutely. If you can't handle the heat, stay out of the kitchen. And like I said, I'm the fast bowler. This is what I was like as a fast bowler. I'm not a little timid, shy keeper. I got in the faces of opposition, sledged them, gave them beamers when they gave me some lip. Got suspended a couple of times. So it did no mercy, absolute no mercy. So Tom Stewart, Leo Messi, Leo Nunez. I don't know, whatever. Back to the twos. Shannon Neal. How about actually do it on an elite defender for a change, mate? Any chance? Any chance? I don't even know who his opponent was. His opponent was playing Rezzies last week. I don't even know who it was. So how about do it on a proper team? How about Shannon Neal flexing like he scored in 10? It's embarrassing, man. Absolutely fucking embarrassing. So I just want to see a 4-quarter performance. We didn't get that today. We didn't get that. Shit first quarter. Picked up in the second half. Third went away a little bit. Fourth, we had a chance to smash Richmond by 100, and we let it slip. So we bottled it. So not good enough for me. So
no,
it's what it is.
Paul Scratcher, Jezelenko, You come hard for Scratcher. A lot of people do. A lot of Cats fans do. He will be a whipping boy for the Cats for the next 10 years. You know it. But he's only 22. He could be playing 10 more years at this level. And wait until if he keeps improving, mate, he's going to tear this competition apart.
Well, he could tear this opposition apart, but if my mum changed her DNA, it should be a bike. So if's what it could is. Like I said, we can start by doing it against a decent opponent. Who have we got next week?
GWS.
Hogan's Heroes. Oh, well, last time we were up against Hogan's Heroes, we actually played him like an invisible man. No one even manned him up. He kicked 8. Fantastic. So any chance of someone manning him up this week? Or we're going to play The Invisible Man, the sequel too. Have you ever seen that movie with Kevin Baker?
Kevin Baker?
Yeah. So what was it? The Hollow Man. The Hollow Man.
Hollow Man.
Becomes invisible. That was like Hogan in that round against us. So if there's any chance we can actually man him up next week, we might actually win the game. So that might be something we can do is man him up. But where's it played? MCG? Where do they play these days? The Cow Paddock in Sydney, worst ground in the world. I've seen more grounds in England that look like better than that shithole in GWS. No wonder they haven't won a flag. No facilities, shit stadium, shit ground, shit players, shit coaches. Only thing they got from is Hogan's Heroes. Take him out, then they're nothing, nobody's. So it is what it is.
What's a pile on Lucas tonight? Kevin Baker is my favorite. Oh, sorry, Kevin.
Hey, I'll tell you, it's a good movie, The Hollow Man. It's a good movie.
I think in the chat. Or Baker emoji.
He becomes invisible, and then he puts on a mask and he goes on a killing spree. So it's a good movie. That's what Jesse Hogan was like. He was like the Hollow Man. He was invisible that day. Someone man him up, for goodness sake. Go Sullivan, actually do some damn defending for a change. Couldn't defend an elephant from an ant, that guy. So let's get through GWS, and then who we got after that? We got a couple of winnable games. North scares me a little bit because they do better under the roof for some reason. It's like the Bermuda Triangle there at North. It's the only thing they turn up for is the roof. Maybe they should play on the roof. They actually might win a game. So that worries me more than the Giants game. So because remember last year we lost to St Kilda, it cost us top 2. So that could happen. That could happen.
Mum's in the chat. Put a sock in it. Everyone, Lucas has a shirt on but no pants. Have you taken them off quietly since you've been up close to the camera? I did have a special intro song for you tonight, which I didn't play because you came on with a shirt on. But this was your intro.
I'm dead sexy. Look at my sexy body.
Anyway, sorry. It wasn't a song.
Well, I'll tell you what. Well, if that's what you want, I'm going to give it to you.
I wasn't asking for nude.
There we go.
Now have you got nothing on? I don't save that.
No, I haven't. No, I've got shorts on. They're not the red shorts. I've actually got I've got the Footscray shorts. I've got little bulldog shorts. So I wear them during the Footscray games because every time I wear them, they win. So we're doing. Where's my glasses? I've lost my glasses. I'm so tired. Can the test match end tonight? That would be great.
McBain.
And so full of energy, full of emotion,
full of LA
ice.
I saw some at the supermarket the other day, and I thought of you.
Well, I'll tell you what. I went on the jumper punch the other day. Don't know if you saw that. Oh, this is going to be good. and I went on Scotty to Hottie show.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, caused an absolute muck there. No, very nice people. Rocco, nice guy. Fun. It's actually funny because he said, "Lucas, why have you got a shirt on?" So it's actually quite amusing. Now I'm known as the guy with the shirt off. So that's I'll take it. I prefer a better rig. I prefer a 6-pack, but I'll take it. So it's kind of like an identity now, isn't it? So
it's weird when the shirt is on. So I said to you a while ago, you've got to come on with about 10 layers on one day.
I'll tell you what, if we do play the Crows at Adelaide Oval in the final, and when we win, I said win, Mum. Trust me, the whole thing's coming off. We will go down Adelaide Oval bare nude, and probably get arrested, charged, but. It is what it is. Like I said, the prelim stream is the shower stream, and the grand final stream, that's all the way, the full Monty. So whether we get there, I have my doubts. I was hoping those pricks at Collingwood would fall off a cliff. Billy Elliott, side bottom or side bottom, Lendlebury or Kendlebury, whatever his name is, Pendlebury. I was hoping all these players would fall off the cliff, but they're just getting better, aren't they? They're just getting better. We might have to send a Asada down there or Wada just to check on what's going on. We saw this kind of stuff with West Coast with back in the 90s when they bet us in 2 grand finals. So we're just I like to see just Asada go down there and just give a couple of drug tests to these Collingwood players. And if need be, dental to fix their teeth and all those lovely supporters. But no, look, it's going to be good. Get past Hogan's Heroes next week. North, well, I don't know what we're going to do with North. Maybe they could beat us.
I was worried about North. Goodness me.
Yeah.
Question in the chat for you from Shadu. Would you trade Sam DeConning for Harley Reid or Haley Reid? Sorry, Shadu. I always get my spelling wrong. Paul gives me a hard time, as you know.
Oh, I wouldn't give up a 7th-round pick for Harley Reid. He is the most overrated player in the AFL. All I see him do is sook and quiet on the field. If he was that good, this is for everybody in the chat. If he was that good, right? Why isn't he having 30 disposals every week? Why isn't he kicking 2 goals? He's completely overrated. Like all this hype for Matt Rorau as well. He's overrated as well. What does he do that's good? I wanted Birdman in from Port Adelaide. I wanted him in our team. I wanted Zach Butters from Port Adelaide. But it looks like they're going to bloody sign these players up. I'll tell you one guy that's we should throw the bank out. That's Luke Darcy. Or not Luke Darcy. What's his son's name? Sam Darcy. So he's going to be around for Luke Bridget. I've had enough of this woman on here right now. I'm getting angry. So it's my mum. It's in good faith. All relax before Luke's having a go at a woman. No, she's my mum. Relax. But don't want anyone accusing of anyone these days. So I had to put that in there. So look, put a shirt on. No, look. It's okay. It's okay. Richmond, I would have liked to win by 100 points. I would like to see Tom Stewart take some marks. I'd like to see. Oh no.
What? Uh-oh. Mama's into the building. Mama's in the house. Is she handing you a towel? I looked like that last week. We were doing the review with Faf du Plessis coming out of the change rooms. No, she's moved rooms. Oh, good. Okay. Oh, not good. She's getting away from you.
Yeah. Oh, she's here. Come in. Here she is.
Hi, how are you guys going?
Hey, Mrs. Lucas, Mrs. Coach, how you going?
Good, thank you. How are you?
We're doing great because the Cats had another win. We're doing a little bit better if Lucas had a shirt on, but that's okay. Lucas.
Yeah,
it's late.
I know. It's pathetic, isn't it?
It's late in the show when we let Lucas just do what Lucas does, and it seems to people seem to enjoy it, well, for the most part. Maybe there's people in the chat that don't. I don't know.
I'll tell you what. I'll ask my mum while she's here. Is there any chance you can lose to Melbourne tomorrow to help Geelong?
No. No way in hell. I want my Crows to win. I mean, I like Geelong and I love Paddy and I love some of you guys, but no way in hell. I want my Crows to stay where they are.
All crust and nothing up top, Shannon. Yeah, very good. I agree. No, well, we need Melbourne to beat the Crows. Sorry, but we need the Crows to lose a couple of games because Geelong wants to make.
Oh no, we don't.
Yeah, we do.
Come on now. Now, would you like to see me naked?
Oh God.
That's right. So the Crows are going to win, and that's it.
All right.
The Crows are going to win by about 42 points.
42. All right. Mark that one down, chat. We'll record that. 42 points. We'll lock it in.
And Brisbane's winning at the moment. So do you reckon Ken Ickley's gone? He'll wait for the rest of the year.
Ken he's probably going to last longer than Michael Voss from Carlton. That's probably, I think we might have seen the last of Michael Voss on the weekend. Ken's probably going to, Port Adelaide's probably going to do what they said they're going to do and just wait to the end of the year. Unless things really hit the skids. But yeah, I think. Yeah,
because he's on a contract, so he can't, you can break contracts, but I think they'll just keep him now.
Yeah, you'd think so, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Yeah, so that's good. Did Paddy come up all right? Because he was injured today, wasn't he? Hamstring.
Paddy was fine. Paddy was fine. Everyone was fine. Jezza copped a hit to his leg at one point. He looked a bit sore, but he was fine.
Okay.
Mitch Duncan, he's got a sore bum from sitting on the bench all day long, but he's fine. So everyone's okay, and Bailey Smith.
Well, I'll put you back to Lucas Pekas and Lucas Hookus, whatever his name is, and you can fix him up. See everybody.
Bye, Mrs. Coach. He's still got a shirt off. He had time to put the shirt back on, but he didn't. Nudity rules in the. Hey, Mark.
I'm lost for words. I'm speechless.
Oh, post-game Lucas. We need to. Well, it is post-game live. Post-game Lucas. It's because you bring it up at the end. It's post-game. We need a post-game after show where it's just you for like 3 hours.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what to say after that, to be honest. She shocked me. I'm absolutely shocked. What are we talking about? Who played tonight?
Anyway. Geelong. We're gonna wind it up. Did you watch the game?
3-2-1. Three votes. Ollie Henry. Fantastic. Kicked a goal. Great defensive work. Almost took mark of the year. Umpire didn't give him the mark. That's ridiculous. Ridiculous by the umpires. 2 votes I'm going to give to Mark Blitzard. I thought his around the ground stuff was fantastic. And 1 vote I'm going to give to Dempsey. He's the best winger in the AFL. Dempsey, isn't he? It's not even close. So I think Bergman. I think he's probably a close second from Port. But it's just daylight between second and first with Harry Dempsey. Oh, sorry, not Harry Dempsey. What's his name? I forgot his name. Ollie Dempsey. So that's my 3-2-1. The worst player. Leo Messi, Grant Myers. Second, Max Holmes, and 3, Shannon Neal. Tom Stewart. Maybe I'm being harsh on Neil. He did kick 3 goals. I like to see him do it against an elite defender. That's what I want from him. So Tom Stewart goes in there as well.
And I'm assuming if this is anything to go by from what you've said so far, I'm assuming you'd never want to see George Stevens play at AFL level ever again.
Well, George
you said tonight.
Well, I thought George Stevens was decent, for what he gave. Let's not drop him. Let's not drop him yet. I'm saying that. Let's not drop him.
Give him a chance to turn it around. I thought Duncan was extremely good on the bench, giving support.
So I like Duncan where he is, just on the bench. That's very good from
Just
Duncan. Probably he's one.
waving the towel, just being
Yeah,
the
he
cheerleader.
can hold up the emojis, whatever those ridiculous signs are. Yeah. So no, good game from Mitch Duncan. Just stay there, mate. Just stay there all year.
It's probably the best
so
game
maybe,
anyone's ever had for the bench. Yeah, he was tremendous tonight. He kicked the
he was
ball around the
fantastic.
Burns for a little bit in between quarter breaks. He was great.
Yeah, when we're not saying, Duncan, when we're not saying that means he's had a good game. And we weren't frustrated with Duncan tonight.
No complaints tonight. None at all.
Yeah. So Stephen, stick around. Just stick around in the midfield. Get some clearances like he did. Kick a goal like he did. No, you can. Stick around just for a couple more weeks. So I'm happy with his game today.
Gilmore's in trouble with your mum, by the way.
But anyway, hopefully the Cricket Australia can win. Don't like our top order, but our bowlers are pretty good. But I'm on standby. Yeah, I'm on standby with this body. Great. But no. Hopefully it'll be the last night, so I don't have to fall asleep at 7 a.m. anymore.
It'll be over at 7:30. You'll fall asleep. You won't be able to get through to the end, and then it'll be like, West Indies will be like 4 for 150, and then they'll lose 6 wickets in 20 minutes, and it'll be all over.
That's what happened in the first game, Ben. I stayed up till 5 a.m. West Indies came out to bat, and they got rolled in 2 hours. And you wake up and you think, oh, God damn it, well, you stayed up all that time. So
don't forget, you've got Wimbledon. You've got Wimbledon. You've got the French. I was going to say the French Open. The bike race thing in France. Tour de France.
Charlie Curnow, the favourite. He's been practicing from his house to the ground. Yep, he's been practicing. So I hope Charlie Curnow can put on the yellow jacket at the end of the race. And the only thing, let's face it, the only decent thing he's ever done, isn't it? So no, go Charlie Curnow and go the Aussies and England and India. They're playing. I was just watching that before we came on. Hopefully the bowlers of the Poms will do ACLs. That'd be nice. Sorry if I offended any Englishmen out there, but I don't really care. I'm an Australian, so hope they all do the ACLs. But anyway, Ben.
Have you got your cricket ball still?
Oh yeah, it's here.
Can we get a run up? Can you just back it up a little bit? I don't know how the microphone would work. Can we get a run through towards the camera to finish you off?
All right. Well,
just go back to
I'll tell you what. I'll put the shirt back on.
Yeah. The long run up, the long run. Straight at the camera. Straight at the camera.
Let me put my shirt on. Jeez, you've been wanting me to put a shirt on for the whole year, and I don't do that, and you're rushing me. All right, here we go. All right.
That's the long run. Okay. Oh, very good. I think that's out, by the way. You're out. Thank you, Lucas. Disconnected him. Another episode of Postgame Live. I think has come to an end, unless there's a last minute in. You never know. It's Chris Scott's night tonight, so we may get a last minute in. There is the link in the chat if you want to jump in, but I'll start to wrap it up as we speak. So thanks to everyone in the chat as per normal. The pizza. Who am I going to give the pizza to? Oh, Via came late. I think you came too late though, Via. I've got to give it to Gilmore. Gilmore's been close a couple of times lately. So I think I've definitely got it. Darren, it's yours. Reach out to me. I'll get a voucher to you. Pop on down to the shop. Say hi to Anthony for us. Enjoy. I can't remember what he put. Make sure you put plenty of Kevin Bacon on it, or Kevin Baker on it. And some onion and other shit. That'll be fun. Thank you, Lucas. Thank you, everyone who came on tonight. It was good fun. I always enjoy it, especially after a win. But I am trying my hardest, everyone, to enjoy it after a loss as well. I tell you what, it's hard to actually give me a little bit of sympathy here, because it is very hard to come on these types of shows and talk about footy after a loss. I don't want to talk about footy for about a month after I lose a game. And we've had to dwell on the the Brisbane loss for the last couple of weeks. It's very, very hard to talk footy after a loss. But tomorrow morning, the ritual for me, get up, make some Weet-Bix, put the coffee on, put the replay on tomorrow morning. Hopefully there's not an hour of pre-game on Foxtel. I've got to fast forward slowly through, because that's really annoying. Foxtel, can you sort that out, please? It really annoys me. So thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks, everyone, for tonight. It was lots of fun. And thanks for the cats. I was very happy with the boys tonight. Very, very happy with George. I'm so happy for George and all his friends and family and his coaches. Anyone who's part of his life got to see him go out there tonight and absolutely put on a show. It was terrific. Hopefully he'll play next week. I still suspect that they probably will put him out of the side, even with a great performance. They've given him a taste of it. Maybe he plays again this year, but at least he's got a taste of footy and he'll be hungry for more, that's for sure. If we bring two superstars all back into this side, it's going to be hard to keep a spot for George, unless we rotate someone else through, but potentially that's the case. Congratulations to Jezza on his 700th goal, of course. Congratulations to Chris Scott for your 350th game coached. And congratulations to Jack Bowes, B-O-W-E-S. Yes, that's right. That's how you spell it. Jack Bowes on 50 games for the Geelong Footy Club. I reckon we've missed a couple of milestones. Congratulations to Tom Atkins on being an absolute superstar human being and the best mustache going around, and 17 or 18 tackles. And you might as well just give him the award now, breaking the all-time record. Do you know Tom Atkins will finish his career? He may not hold it forever, but he will have the AFL record for most tackles in a season. Can you imagine that Tom Atkins will hold one of the AFL records at the end of this year? It's happening. I don't care. I mean, unless he gets injured, it's absolutely happening. He's almost there. It's absolutely going to happen. Thank you. Congrats to Lucas for finally putting his shirt on. Via, you're so close tonight. And Ratio, reach out to me. You've still got your pizza there as well. It's coming your way as well. That'll do for me tonight, everyone. Thanks again. Thanks to, I keep thanking everyone tonight, but again, thank you, Shannon Pizza. Thank you to Cyril Cook Florist. They, as I said on the mid-season review episode the other day, they've been sponsoring us, this channel, since the AFLW season last year. So we really appreciate their support. I don't probably thank them enough. I should thank them more, really, because it's a significant amount of sponsorship that they give us, and really, please, if you ever need to buy some flowers, the only place you're buying flowers from has to be Cyril Cook Florist, Cook with an E at the end of the K, not before the C, obviously, but you get your 20% off if and only if you use the GoCats promo code on that one. So please check that one out. Now, tomorrow morning, Paul James, the man, the myth, the legend himself, he didn't come on tonight. I had a special little tune all ready to go for him. He didn't front up because he's in bed. He's in bed at the moment with his Ninja Turtle pajamas. But he'll be back tomorrow morning at some stage, I think before midday. He usually tries to drop his little match review video at about 9 o'clock. But we'll see how he's going. We'll see if we can get him out of bed. Maybe just give him a little nudge if you can. Just send him some DMs and get him out of bed and get in this recording studio. I want to hear his thoughts. I can't wait to hear his thoughts on how George Stevens went tonight. So maybe he's in the recording studio at the back end recording it now. We don't know. He's very, very quiet at the moment. So he'll be back doing that on Sunday morning, tomorrow morning. And obviously he does his live show every Monday and Thursday. So please, please, please check that one out as well. The Chaps will be back as well on Tuesday night with the Chaps Chat Cats show. And I imagine the Twos will be back on Wednesday as well. Jake will be doing his Twos episode. So you've got to check that one out, because Jake's been huge on George Stevens in the VFL for a long time now. So I'm really keen to hear Jake's thoughts on how George went, but also how a couple of the boys went in the VFL. I think we might even get a couple of debutants this week as well in the VFL on Sunday morning or early midday, something like that. So make sure if you can get down to GMHBA tomorrow even for a little bit. Check out the boys, and I think the VFL are playing somewhere as well. I can't remember where the VFLW are playing, but they're playing somewhere as well. All right, enough of me. I'm out. Thanks, everyone. Go Cats. Richmond, you suck. Noah Bolter, get home before your curfew expires. And we'll see you next week, everyone. Go Cats.
It's time for the show. Dropping pussy down facts, mitts, forwards and backs. Representing G-Town while talking the smack. Clashing facts like Patty, where the hell you at? Hoops crew are exploding, don't ever look back. Then we got Paul, yeah, he knows his stuff. He's a man, he's a myth, taking on the nuffs. The man don't miss, he loves to react. His words cut deep, he's a counterattack. Balls on fire, brings a mic to life. Don't fuck with B-Dog if you value your life. Oh, they fuck shit up, yeah, they run G-Town. The Hoops crew's here and they'll never back down. Jake, Tommy, Sambo, always rocking the game. Betty and Paul, man, remember the names. In the studio, Jake's bringing the noise. With Johnny and Sambo, the chaps, chat boys, they're electric. And they're ready to roll. The boys are on fire and they're taking control. Recaps and previews, yeah, they cover it all. Part of the Hoops crew with Betty and Paul. They fuck shit up, yeah, they run G-Town. The Hoops crew, baby, they'll never back down. Jake, Johnny, Sambo, always rocking the game. Betty and Paul, chasing glory and fame. Brad with the sleeves, Max Holmes and Jack Bose. Tommy fucking Atkins, he'll break your damn nose. Stewie in the middle, and Reese in the ruck. They see Big Jezza and they know they're fucked. They're the G-Town boys, go hard or go home. They're fucking insane, taking over the throne. Oh, they fuck shit